You're listening to the Fun Never Ends podcast with Metalhead Nelson.
Hey, welcome to the Fun Never Ends podcast. It is Labor Day weekend. I am your Metalhead Nelson, and with me is Brutal Brett. Brutal Brett, how you doing? Happy Labor Day,
I'm enjoying my government-sanctioned rest day. We salute the labor union and movement.
I gave everybody the day off. How nice is that?
You know, as they say, those who are ready to rock will rock. Those who are ready to rest,
snooze. Like CM Punk's career went to sleep.
Ooh, that's a hot take. Let's have you discuss that.
Yeah, he got fired from AEW because of a little thing that he did backstage with Jack Perry. It was an altercation that also went to like Miro, and Tony Khan didn't feel very comfortable, didn't feel very safe, so he fired CM Punk, and I don't know where he would end up. Maybe New Japan, maybe Impact, if they will take them, or Independent.
You can say he's knocking himself down a peg every time he does that.
Once a punk, always a punk.
You know what? That it's not a good look for being straight edge that he's given right now.
No wonder he got. It's like he got fired multiple times
while being completely sober.
Yeah, just being a dick. Here's the phrase of the day, or the thought of the day. Don't be a dick. That's a lifetime thing. Don't be a dick.
I think that's the 11th commandment.
Don't be a dick.
I think it's golden rule, then it's don't be a dick, then the 10 commandments. or you know, the
Monty Python dropped one of them.
Okay, that's a good one as well. You know what? While we're talking about some godly things, let's pay our due respect to those who have fallen in the past few
sadly,
days.
This morning we lost Steve Harwell from Smash Mouth. He was 56 years old. He was in hospice, liver failure, and they gave him a week to live, and he sadly passed away this morning. I did have tickets at one point to see Smash Mouth in Pasadena, but unfortunately they had canceled that show and it got put some other tribute band on there, so I never got to see Smash Mouth.
Was it them with Sugar Ray?
No,
because I was supposed to see them with Sugar Ray.
This was actually at the Rose in Pasadena, which is also like a canyon club, like the Gore Canyon, but this was the Rose in Pasadena before they built the one in Montclair. They closed that out. We lost Jimmy Buffett, sadly, and we lost Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, and it was like he went to sleep. He had heart issues from complications from COVID, and then I guess he went to take a nap and never woke up, and yeah.
Crazy. I would have thought there would be something from contact through the physicality of wrestling, but
no,
COVID's no joke.
No, it isn't. So rest in peace, all three, Wyndham, Jimmy, and Steve. So,
and you know what? Ticket sales are in the shitter, it seems, as well, as many concerts, tours, and festivals have been having declining sales, whether or not the artist has had new music or not. We had EDM festival Electric Zoo canceled at the gate. We've had
canceled at the gate. I would be pissed. And I know of two festivals that people have gone to that had one day canceled. I think it was the When We Were Young festival in I think it was in Las Vegas, right?
Correct.
The first
due
one,
to the heavy
the windstorm.
Winds.
They canceled the first day, and then the second day was fine. And then I think the one in Pasadena, I think it was this year due to rain that they canceled
the goth one.
No, it was the 80s one.
That one, yes.
That one,
with Iggy Pop.
Yes, that's the one. They canceled. They told everybody to flee for high ground or something, to evacuate because of rain or wind or some shit. I don't remember.
And then nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, we did go through our first hurricane this past weekend as well.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
Did you feel rocked from it? Because my internet did.
I didn't feel shit. I was driving when that so-called earthquake happened, so I didn't feel jack shit. Rain, there was a substantial amount of rain, but it was kind of like, I guess if you're more inland, the rain's not as bad. I don't know about where you are, if it got worse for you.
Well, yeah, it was like 6 inches of rain.
Yeah, I saw I think it was a video that shit, what is her name? Christine Devine had posted on her Instagram in Sherman Oaks, and it's like flooding in Sherman Oaks.
That's a 20-minute drive from me, so relatively close still, so that makes sense. Yeah, roads were flooded, so that's why I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to bother going anywhere until it dries up on Tuesday.
Yeah, good call, dude.
And somehow it knocked out my internet. Good Spectrum, right? This is not me endorsing Spectrum, but if they're listening and they want to endorse this podcast, Spectrum, we have internet.
Yeah, but we don't have the mobile. If you want to give us the mobile, give us.
Oh, that's a good point too. But yes, ticket sales.
Hey, but they're by Verizon. Okay, ticket sales.
As well. Yeah, so there was that. There's Playboy Cardi, who pushed back his tour starting by 2 months. Trippie Redd, the hip hop artist, canceled his arena tour altogether. Travis Scott, one of the highest selling artists currently, pushed back his tour by a month, another arena tour. All these GA tickets start at $250 for floor.
$250? What the fuck?
Floor.
I'd be pissed beyond recognition.
So that's another thing that people are questioning, and it's just these artists have been playing festivals over and over again.
But wait, do they get refunded as well? Or
if it's canceled, yes. If it's pushed back, no.
Oh, if it's postponed. Oh, you have the choice, don't you?
Yes.
You have the choice to either have it honored or to...
Yeah, do you want to wait 5 months?
I mean, it's happened before. I mean, what the hell, I guess.
But even general nosebleed tickets are $50 or $60 for this.
At that point, I would have sprang for the nosebleeds, but it's kind of weird. If you're having a festival, I feel like festival wise, the ones that really kind of get to me are the ones where you don't really know who's going to be performing the next year. Kind of like Coachella, and you spend all that money because Coachella ends and Coachella goes on sale like the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does everybody go? Oh, do they go for the music or do they go to pop mollies and drugs and all that other shit and get fucked?
The latter.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times there's many predictions and rumblings based off of like current trends in sales because it's Live Nation. It's the conglomerate.
Ticket bastard.
Exactly. So it's usually people have a good ideation of who's going to headline and who's going to play it based off of that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's kind of
in regards.
Sorry. Kind of like when we were kind of like how we were talking about previous episodes. That past episodes more like when you and I started as co-hosts, we were talking about festivals and the repeat artists that were on there, like the Foo Fighters and your Disturbs and all that other mumbo jumbo kind of thing.
Rob Zombies.
Yeah, your Rob Zombies. So nothing against them, but it's like, yeah, they're on a lot of these festivals. It's like, do you really want to see them again and again?
And that's been the thing with these ticket sales as well, because many of these artists they're the headliners on those festivals, and people are like, why would I want to pay to see them alone when I could go to a festival in a few months later, see them there with a bunch of other artists?
Yeah, but if ticket sales are plummeting for like an arena, I would definitely move it to like House of Blues, small locations like that. I feel like those would be better if I don't know, it could be a marketing issue, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, in regards to Playboy Cardi, he hasn't posted about his tour besides announcing it, and that's it.
That's either his issue for not posting about it, his management, or his press.
He also hasn't dropped music in 3 years and keeps promising new music.
That's probably why.
Yeah, it's been the same set for 3 years. But in regards to something new, I got tickets to a festival, a 2-day festival in June that's going to be happening in November without knowing the lineup ahead of time. It's Tyler, the Creator's Camp Vlog Knot Festival.
Oh, wow.
Which had previously had the likes of Miss Lauryn Hill of the Fugees, who are actually playing a weekend before this festival. I got tickets to that, luckily. Very classic act. But in this year, the lineup is a little bit different than what people have expected from last. There's no crazy major hip-hop artists, no crazy rock artists, unless you count Turnstile in the ranks, or I guess they're technically the biggest one of that.
Yeah.
But the headliners are Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem as the Hillbillies, their soon-to-come-out album, SZA, and Tyler, the Creator himself.
Wow.
Everyone else is a newer artist in the alternative rock, shoegaze, R&B sector.
We did a lot of shoegazing in the previous episode. If you want to check that out, we were next to each other and live, but now we're computerized.
This is still live and uncut. The fun never ends. But no, my question question is people got really mad because they're just like, what happened? You know, I was expecting XYZ artists, especially because tickets went on sale and it wasn't announced. So they were expecting that was going to be like something crazy because they couldn't announce it right on the spot.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a very marketing problem. And I think if it's not something like that's not marketed right, it's not going to fly well.
It sold out before the lineup was released.
Oh, well, that kind of chaps my ass because I was surprised because we talked about Coachella, that there's no lineup. WrestleMania gets tickets on sale like the next day after WrestleMania. You don't know what's on the card. AEW Wembley, that sold 80,000 tickets before the whole card was announced. So I'm kind of skeptical without knowing who's on the lineup before actually spending my money.
Well, in this case, past years had like ASAP Rocky, it had Trash Talk, Turnstile, Billie Eilish, Frank Ocean, all of Odd Future, obviously from Tyler's Associations.
Yeah.
Sade was supposed to be like an announcement because there was a leaked lineup that had a really interesting mix with like Beach House for shoegaze.
It wasn't a very
Garden.
Smooth operator, huh?
You know. This ain't no ordinary fest.
I know, right?
But instead, as I said, it was people being disappointed. The interesting part was the lineup was announced via a live stream of them painting it on the side of Tyler Creator's clothing store's flagship store on Fairfax. So you would see them paint the names in real time to announce the lineup.
Wow.
So it was very cool. But people, once the lineup came out, people were just like, where's X, Y, and Z? We were expecting X, Y, and Z. And do you think that that's a problem? Is people expecting artists to be on festivals due to past experiences at that type of festival or at similar or past iterations?
People don't understand that lineups change year and like constantly, and there's no guarantee they're gonna book the same act. I mean, if you're gonna book the same act, it's kind of weird.
Well, I wouldn't say that same act. They were expecting a certain act based off of proximity to Tyler the Creator as it is festival and past trends, if you will, of the type of artist.
Yeah, I get that.
And I what do you feel about that? Do you think it's wrong to just assume based off of factors that you don't even know in this case?
Kind of like looking at past flyers of who was on there and expect it?
That and whom the person putting it on or the event organizers putting it on have like a affinity to.
Well, you have to look at the aspect of two things. Yeah, look at all the past flyers, the lineup of who was there. Do you really think who's going to be coming? I don't speculate people coming from whatever lineup. Maybe like one or two you might have a repeat of. I never think the headliner is going to be the same, or so any other act is going to be on that lineup because they want to make it different. Also, you got to look at the promoter. Whoever the promoter is that's setting it up, look where he's been as of recently. If he's doing a bunch of this and that shows and who's on the lineup, kind of you have to gear towards those artists and possibly them. Okay, yeah, I want these guys on there. I had these guys that year. Let's bring these guys in, these new group, or this other group, those group that were in the previous festival. Let's not deal with that. So that's how I feel.
That's what people were thinking was going to happen because they're like, oh, Tyler brought X, Y, and Z on tour before, or if you can tell he's been posting about XYZ rock band, or he's friends with XYZ people in bands, and they were expecting like so much more, but instead he got things that a lot of people hadn't heard of or are just more niche.
Maybe people got pissed off that it felt like it was more of a money grab.
That's what it was. It was people being like, hey, I like this, wanted something crazy. They wanted something crazier is what it is.
Yeah.
They wanted something that like, oh, this is the first one in 4 years. We expect craziness. We expect Coachella level.
Yeah, and it wasn't up to par. Why is it?
To me it is, but that's just because I'm like, whatever. I like...
To each his own, right?
Exactly. You make your experience out of it.
Speaking of experience, I did experience Metallica live stream when they were at the AT&T Stadium. That I saw in the theater.
They also broke a record recently.
Yes, they did. Over at SoFi here in LA.
Who did they outsell there?
I don't know, but it was a swift move.
That is correct. They have broken Taylor Swift's record at SoFi Stadium for the most sold and most attended concert at SoFi Stadium, beating the Swifties. And now, what was the set list and what was it like to see the live stream from Arlington, Texas?
Okay, so I went to the Friday one. So I got off of work. I went to Applebee's, had myself some food. I got there in time for happy hours. So appetizer, half price, mozzarella sticks, the artichoke dip, and boneless wings, and a soda. And then I went over to watch it. No, you don't get to see the openers. It's just all Metallica bass. So it's pretty cool. The audience did the wave before the band came on. It's like, wow. Stadium was packed up the yin yang. Opening song, Creeping Death, Harvester of Sorrow, Leper Messiah, King Nothing, the new song Lux, Too Far Gone, Sanitarium, Shadows Follow, Orion, Nothing Else Matters, Sad But True, The Day That Never Comes, Hardwire, Fuel Give Me Fire, Keep That Which Inside, Seek and Destroy, and Master of Puppet.
Of that, which is your favorite songs, or what are your top 3 songs from that set list?
Creeping Death, Seek and Destroy. I have to go with Harvester. That's the first time I really dug into Harvester. I've listened to, there's certain songs I've never listened to. So, but this being,
I'm the same way, yeah.
Set list wise, 2 days, different sets. But there's a break in between those days. So you have Friday break, where the Metallica tribute bands that are on that lineup go with, and then you have the last day. So day 2, tell you the set for that one, because I think you would enjoy that one a little bit more. As for the LA one, the Whiplash had Aquaman in the pit. I guess John Travolta was there. That's the LA, yeah. So set list would be Whiplash, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning, Dirty Windows, 72 Seasons, If Darkness Had a Sun, Fade to Black, You Must Burn, Call of Cthulhu, No Leaf Cover, Wherever I May Roam, Moth into the Flame, Battery, Whiskey to Jar, One, and Enter Sandman. There's no Unforgiven in here. I'm surprised.
I think the first 3 songs alone, I would have been like, oh, this is insanity.
And you know what they use to kind of like open this? You know how like Iron Maiden has Doctor Doctor before they come on? Mm-hmm. They had Long Way to the Top, If You Want to Rock and Roll by AC/DC.
They would.
AC/DC is the halftime show for next year's Super Bowl.
Wait, are they really?
Yes.
When was that announced?
Recently, but
that's a big change from
Las Vegas. That's
years.
why Las Vegas.
This is gonna be wild.
Hell yeah, it's about time.
Less hip hop, more rock.
AC/DC Super Bowl halftime show. Nevada governor wants huge rock act to play Super Bowl. So, well, I guess they want them to play. I guess
hopefully it happens.
I guess the governor gets to choose it, and let's hope so. But that's where I'm hoping.
That's a cool governor then.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I thought the government was like an asshole. I don't know. Politics or politics?
Tick, 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 frantic.
TNT, dynamite. That at halftime?
That'd be cool. Maybe Back in Black.
Back in Black. Hey, hey.
Oh, man. But yeah, that would have been cool to go see them at SoFi, but I don't know. It's like $140 for like really nosebleed tickets as well. I like Metallica, but I'm not going to spend that or go to that power trip in the desert.
Well, my next question is, because you figured out that different sets for both nights, but it's the same set list that they've been doing on this tour for the 2 nights, does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense, because you get to experience it. If you're living in different cities, you have the opportunity to go either both days or one day. So it does make sense. I mean, if you're going to play 2 nights,
No, that makes sense. I meant because it's the same 2 set lists for the city, if you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. The consistency of the same set list, but per city. Like,
yes.
Same. Like from Montreal going to like LA, Texas, and where the hell they're going. And yeah, it makes sense. That way everybody gets a taste of the same set.
Because I thought that it was going to be different set lists for all cities every time.
That's what I thought, but I guess in Montreal, they debuted Hardwire. That was
okay. I guess that makes sense.
I think they took a song off and they added one on, but I think they just keep it at that, the same.
I mean, they're in their 60s. It makes sense.
Come on, if they're rehearsed with all these songs for 2 days, they're not gonna rehearse for like different songs on their days off.
Yeah, they would have back in the day. Now you're probably right. Now they're just like, yeah, whatever. Just give them the hits.
Back in my day.
Give me the hits, boy, and play my soul. I want to get lost in the rock and roll.
Oh man. So there is something that I came across that I'm just kind of like, I agree with. This is going off topic of what we're talking about entertainment wise, but Uber, recent news, Uber has banned people from the age of 25 and under from driving. And here's where I agree. A lot of people under 25 like to be knuckleheads and drive insanely fast and turn into a speed racer. And it's a liability, especially when you got passengers in the car and they're over there fumbling with their phone, texting, or not paying attention, and it does cause problems. I don't know. What do you think of that?
And I guess I'm indifferent. Whenever I use Uber, I guess every driver that I've had has been relatively older than 25 anyway, for the most part. Usually taken in major metropolitan areas whenever I'm either just on vacation. One time, just when I was out a car for like a month.
Yeah.
But I thought that there was also a rule in place, at least in California, where you can't be under X age and have like a certain amount of passengers in the car.
Yeah, and then I think they had the age at like, I think it was 18 or 21.
Something like that.
Some shit like that.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, but let's go back to entertainment. So wrestling last week, All Out, AEW. Well, talked about it. CM Punk getting fired. New Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, MJF and Adam Cole. New international champion at All In last night was Jon Moxley. So it's yeah, that's new trios champs. The Acclaimed with Badass Billy Gunn. Undisputed WWE tag champs would be the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And Jey Uso is back, but on Monday Night Raw, he's off the bloodline. He's done with that.
You know what? Most of these pairings sound about right, because there are people who just keep destroying other teams or in other matches anyway. Yeah. Finn Balor, Jon Moxley, MJF.
Oh, man. But what was it, last weekend at All Out? Darby Allin, when it was his match with Sting. Sting brought back Joker Sting.
Ooh.
And Joker Sting, from what I've read, is about Sting's favorite part of being Sting out of all Sting. And I dig it because it's like a compilation of a Heath Ledger thing, a Jim Carrey kind of thing, like Ace Ventura, and it's hilarious. He's got his comedic parts.
There needs to be more showmanship in it. I mean, like a Danhausen, but on steroids. That's pretty much what it is.
Pretty much, but it's hilarious. You can look it up on YouTube, the history of Joker Sting and where it came about in TNA, but it's hilarious. He's like hearing Joker and Jim Carrey at the same time.
But I am a fan of Darby Allin, though. But that's, I guess, I have a affinity because he opened up with a few hardcore bands before.
I actually, the two AEW figures that I have are Darby Allin and Sting. I had to buy that pairing.
So it was one of those, I'm just going to watch this and enjoy.
Well, I went to Frankincense and I came across those too. I couldn't not walk away without getting those.
Oh, that place is a money trap.
Oh, yeah. If you want to spend money, go to Frankincense. It's city industry. Collectibles upon collectibles. But it's no music store. I'd go to ham.
Nah, or record store.
Yeah, that too.
Or for me, clothing lately. If you're someone who has an affinity for collecting things, there's something wrong with you, and you are one of us. One of us. One of us.
Oh man. I think one of the movies that I saw recently that I thought it was pretty good was Oppenheimer. The whole thing about the atom bomb.
I loved that movie.
That movie was insanely good. Usually I nod off in movies, not this one. Maybe I nodded off like once, like towards the end, but it was a really good movie, and the actors in the movie are freaking wow.
It was a star-studded cast, but I will say they made it feel like a conversation was action.
They did. It was more dialogue than anything, but it was well structured. Well structured.
Hats off to, I would say it's Christopher Nolan on that.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of very introspective movies on like the human condition.
Yeah.
Inception.
Inception was good.
That's the only one that comes to mind right now.
Inglorious Bastards is a favorite of mine. I don't think that's a Chris Nolan film, but I still like that movie.
I love that movie.
For anybody that's a Stranger Things fans, you might be a little disappointed from what I heard that due to the writers' strike, it might get pushed till late 2025, early 2026.
Oh yeah, even movies that were slated to come out in October are going to come out in 2024 now.
You have to watch all the seasons, and I'm pretty sure that all the kids are going to be older so by that time, so it makes no sense.
They're going to be in their 30s.
I know. So it makes no sense after that all.
Hey, 11, do you want to make sure that we're paying child support and alimony?
I'm not 11. I'm 22 now.
Why are we still worried about Dungeons and Dragons monsters when we have to pay the IRS?
Speaking of Stranger Things, Hollywood Horror Nights has a new lineup if you want to go to the Hollywood one. I guess they have a Chucky one, they have a Stranger Things, a whole bunch.
Exorcist. The new Exorcist looks like crap.
I wouldn't mind seeing it just for the hell of it. I mean, nothing beats the original.
No, well, it just looks, it's too campy.
What are they trying to make it like freaking Jason?
Probably, and all the Conjuring movies just don't make sense to me anymore either. The Nun, 87.
But you think about it, how many people have ideas these days for movies? A lot of it is like repetitive, and they're remakes.
That's why the writers are on strike, because they don't want AI to make these.
Well, come up with better ideas.
I think the good ideas just aren't greenlit.
I guess nobody takes the scripts to really get there.
Which is the unfortunate thing, which I guess I would strike for that reason too. It's just like, hey, we do have good ideas. You're just being friggin' assholes who are trying to greenlight what will... Well, I guess they just don't know what will make money, so they're just sticking to the things that usually do.
Yeah. I wouldn't strike. I just strike a match.
So you light fire under their ass instead?
You're fired.
Fired? I hardly know her.
That's a burn.
We do it. Please go on the Fun Never Ends website and leave voicemails as well for us to do improv only episodes where you give us ideas and we have to do a full episode based off of that one topic.
That'll be up on the Fun Never Ends website. Go to www.funneverendspodcast.com. You might need that HTTPS, that's secure, before you put in the semicolon and the // so it's secure. I'll have the link down below. That way you can click it and find it. There's going to be also, you can either leave a message on the website or on the link that says, what do you think of this episode? And you can click there and you can leave a voicemail. Just no ad-libs.
Instead of ad-libs, make an improv.
Yes, improv. And we'll improv the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think that's a fun way to make it, where you become the director of Metalhead Nelson and Brutal Brett.
Or if you want to be a guest and you have shit you want to talk about, no politics though. You can contact us through our link tree. There's a form and shit, but on the website there will be a guest thing. You can do that, and we'll take you into consideration if it all goes well, and you'll be on the show and be a guest.
Please talk about aliens. Please talk about aliens. Please talk about aliens.
Alien versus Predator.
Alien ant farm. Annie, you okay? You okay? You okay, Annie?
The movies.
Oh, I will say something. Have you been to a Regal Cinema lately?
I have not. I've been to more AMCs, but the AMC that I usually like to go to has reclining chairs.
Oh, because I was going to say, if you know, during Regal Cinema, they've tried to do the whole Nicole Kidman route.
They did that at AMC too. Is it like the pre-thing before the movie?
The Nicole Kidman one is the one that everyone loves. The Regal one is movie quote mania. It is terrible. It is a fever dream.
I like the Nicole Kidman one.
Yeah, because you could quote it and there's so much passion. This one is just like someone walks in and it's just like, hey, you guys, you can't sit with us. Are you saying there's a chance? And it's only conversations in movie quotes that don't make sense, and you just want to gouge your ears out and gouge your eyes out.
Let me guess. Are you saying there's a chance it's from Dumb and Dumber? Are you telling me there's a chance?
Yes, but imagine only speaking in movie quotes for 3 minutes.
Okay. People that have known me in in high school or there have been close friends to where I've spoken in movie quotes. It annoyed the shit out of certain people, but certain people that know the movie quotes, we go back and forth on movie quotes. I can do movie quotes the whole freaking time. It's like a Who's Line thing.
Exactly, but that makes sense. But when it's just, I guess the context of it is what matters.
Yeah, I understand that.
And in this case, it's just regurgitated the most popular lines. I recommend you watch it after this YouTube Regal movie quote intro.
Regal movie quote, yeah. So,
because it's just, it's painful.
It's painful to watch.
But you can't take your eyes off of it.
No, can't.
Because you're in the theater.
I'll say. All right, we're gonna about wrap this up. Any last things you want to add, Brutal Brett?
We come to this podcast where heartbreak doesn't hurt in a place like this.
All right. For myself and Brutal Brett, this is the Fun Never Ends podcast. Go to the Fun Never Ends podcast website, funneverendspodcast.com. It is in the link in the description. I don't know why I'm pointing because this is all audio. There's no video to this one. But we should do some video, but eventually. The website will post up guest profiles that guests have been on the podcast, and then we'll probably get some more guests later on. Also, we'll have profiles of us so you can get to know us and a lot of other cool little things that we'll put on there as well. Thanks to podpage.com. It makes so much easier. It imports our audio so you can listen to it on the website as well. You listen to it anywhere else. You could click on the links that are on the website or go to Linktree. Everything else is on there. You can go to Apple, blah, 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 Spotify, the whole 9 yards. If you guys want a t-shirt, message in the box or whatever and let us know, and we can get you a Fun Never Ends podcast t-shirt as well. But for a price, of course. That being said, for myself and Brutal Brett, this has been an episode of Fun Never Ends podcast. Check them all out and tell your friends. Bye.